Students, in this particular session, we are going to learn about time period of oscillation of a charged pendulum placed in uniform electric field. We are dealing with uniform electric field. I am not considering non-uniform field till now. Only uniform electric field we are dealing with. And in that uniform electric field, I am placing a charged pendulum. If there is no charge, there is no effect of electric field. If there is charged particle, then only there will be electric field. There will be the effect of electric field. Electric force acts upon that particular particle. Now, in this particular session, we are going to find out time period of oscillation for this charged pendulum. In this particular figure A, this is case A, where field is vertically upward. Now electric field is in upward direction, and here is charged pendulum. Here is charged pendulum. Now we are not neglecting gravitational force here. G is not neglected. If G is not neglected, that means gravitational field is not neglected. Gravitational field will be acting in downward direction. Electrostatic field is acting in upward direction on this pendulum because this pendulum has mass m and charge q. This pendulum is having both mass and as well as charge. Because of mass, there is gravitational force acting in downward direction. I will write it as Fg. Because of charge, I am considering this as positive charge. Because of that charge, there is an electric force acting in upward direction, that is Fe. Overall, there will be tension in this particular string. So as this pendulum is attached with the string, there will be tension in the string in upward direction. Okay. Now I can write F net is equal to net force acting on this charged particle will be equal to tension T plus electrostatic force minus, that is minus electrostatic force minus gravitational force. Therefore, net force will be equal to MA. Net force acting upon this charged particle can be MA, which is equal to T plus electrostatic force minus Fg, it is gravitational force, that is mg. Fe can be written as electrostatic force. This can be even replaced with Q into E, that is QE minus mg. Now you can even find out acceleration of this charged particle within this uniform field is T plus QE by m minus g, that is g acceleration due to gravity. But however, in this particular example, I am considering that the pendulum which is present over here, it is in the mean position. There is no oscillations. If there are no oscillations, then acceleration becomes zero. If acceleration is becoming zero, upward force and downward force both should be balanced with each other. If both are balanced with each other, then in such cases you can write T plus QE is equal to mg, and acceleration due to gravity g should be replaced with T plus QE divided by m. Now, as we know, time period of the pendulum T is equal to 2 pi under root L divided by G, where G is acceleration due to gravity. That should be replaced with T plus QE divided by M. This is equation for time period, right? So this is the way you can use free body diagram. You can find out net force acting on the charged particle, and from there you can find out net acceleration. That net acceleration can be substituted over here, right? I will write it as G net, and that if you substitute here, you can find out time period, right? So this is the way you can find out time period of that particular simple pendulum. Now I have used free body diagram here using net force. Instead of net force, by simple conceptual understanding, you can solve this problem easily. I'll show you how it is. Now see, in this particular pendulum, there is electrostatic force acting in upward direction, and that acceleration is upward, right? So that acceleration, I can write it as Q E divided by M, and downward there is gravitational force G, right? Now both are in which direction? Both are in opposite direction. So simply I will write it as G net, net acceleration. G net you can consider, or you can even take it as, instead of G net, you can take it as A net. A net, net acceleration. Net acceleration upon this charged particle can be written as G minus Q E divided by M, right? Now time period of oscillation T is equal to 2 pi under root L divided by A net. This is equal to 2 pi under root L divided by A net can be written as G minus QE divided by M. So simply you can substitute that G value, QE, all these particular values you can find out in this. You can substitute in this relation, and you can find out time period of the simple pendulum placed in uniform electric field, which is vertically upward. Now coming to the next part, field is vertically downward. So in this particular session, we are learning field is acting in downward direction. In this particular first case, we have seen that field is vertically up. Now field is vertically down. If a field is vertically down, what would happen? As this particle is charged, there is downward force acting, that is electrostatic force Fe. Along with that, there is gravitational force acting in downward direction Fg. Upward there will be tension T. So in downward direction, net acceleration can be written as G plus QE divided by M. So net acceleration is replaced with G plus QE by M. Why it is plus? It is because both gravitational force and electrostatic force both are in the same direction. Now I can rewrite this equation as T is equal to 2 pi under root L divided by A net. This is equal to 2 pi under root L divided by net acceleration here will be G plus QE divided by M, right? This is equation 1, where field is vertically upward, and this is equation 2, where field is vertically downward. In the previous slide, we have seen that field is vertically up or vertically down. In the first two cases, electric field is either vertically up or vertically down. But now in this case, electric field is horizontal. Electric field is horizontal and it is directed from left to right. This is positive and it is negative. Field lines are always directed from positive to negative, and this is uniform electric field. Okay. In this uniform electric field, I am placing a charged particle. I am placing a charged particle here in this particular uniform electric field. But only the effect is field is horizontal in this. Now, when you are placing field horizontal, Now upon this charged particle, there is a electrostatic force acting left side. Electrostatic force will be acting left side, and gravitational force will be acting in downward direction, right? On this charged particle, there are two forces acting. One is electrostatic force, other one is gravitational force. As electrostatic force and gravitational force both are perpendicular to each other, the resultant force acting between these two is in this direction, right? This is F net, which is equal to under root Fg whole square plus Fe whole square plus 2 times Fg Fe into cos 90. However, cos 90 is equal to 0. Therefore, net force acting will be equal to under root Fg whole square plus Fe whole square, right? So this is net force acting on the charged particle. Okay. Now F net will be equal to Ma, that is A net. So simply you can replace with A net is equal to net acceleration is equal to under root G square plus QE divided by M whole square. I hope this equation is clear. Net acceleration, I am just replacing it with Fg. Fg is Ma, right? So gravitational force is equal to mg. So there I have took it as m. G over here, that gives you g square. Electrostatic force, it is QE, and as from here there is mass coming to the right side, that is mass divided over with. This gives you net acceleration. Simply in this particular case, we know basic equation for time period as t is equal to 2 pi under root L divided by net acceleration. So t will be equal to 2 pi under root L divided by A net can be written as g square plus QE divided by m whole square whole power 1 by 2. So this is equation for time period of the simple pendulum when electric field is horizontal. As one of the student is asking me to find out tension over here, I'll show you how to find out the tension so that it becomes one more simple example. Now there are three forces acting upon this pendulum. One force is electrostatic force, other force is gravitational force, and the other force is tension in the string. Okay. Let this angle be theta. Okay. Now use free body diagram. This is x-axis and this become y-axis. Electrostatic force and gravitational force, they are along x and y axis. Only tension is in the plane. Therefore, what I need to do, I should resolve that tension into components. So simply this angle become theta, and tension along vertical will be T cos theta. Tension along horizontal will be T sin theta. Right? Now, as this angle theta will be known to you, you can know this theta, you can measure this angle. So using free body diagram, I can write tension T cos theta is equal to Fg, which is equal to mg. Tension T sin theta is equal to, T sin theta is equal to K into Fe, it is equal to simply Q into E, where E is electric field known, Q is charged particle. Now taking ratio of these two, you can cancel this. As a result, you can get tan theta is equal to QE divided by M. right? Let me take this as equation 1. Tan theta can be known to you. Theta will be equal to tan inverse of, I'm sorry, here it is QE divided by mg. Okay, then this gives you QE divided by mg. This is theta. Once theta is known to you, calculating theta, knowing this theta value, we can find out the tension. See, it's very simple. Take this theta value, theta, in equation T sine theta is equal to QE. Now take this T as QE divided by sine of theta. What is theta? Theta is equal to tan inverse of QE divided by mg. So this gives you tension in the string. Very simple. Two charges plus Q. Two charges plus Q. Each are placed at two vertex of an equilateral triangle of side A. So we have an equilateral triangle. Two charges are placed at two vertex of equilateral triangle. So two charges, their charge magnitudes are given plus Q. And let me take this also plus Q. Two charges are placed at the vertex. And the side of each side has value A. You are now supposed to find out the intensity of electric field at the third vertex. You should find out what is electric field at this position. Right? This model I have given in the examination, so you should listen it carefully. Now coming to this, as the charge, this is charged particle plus Q. Because of this charged particle, field is extended outward, because positive charge extend its field outward, negative charge extend its field towards. This plus Q charge will be exerting a field outward. I will be writing it as, let me name this as A, this as B, and this as C. I will be writing it as EA. Field produced here at C due to this A, due to charge which is placed at A. Now coming to the next one, here we have another charge plus Q at position B. Because of that, there is field extended outward, that is in this direction. It is EP. Okay, these two forces, these two fields are in different direction. These are vector quantities. As you know, this angle is 60 degrees because it is equilateral triangle. This angle should be 60. Then obviously this angle should be equal to 60. I want to now find out net field. In order to find out net field, I'll just go for parallelogram law of vectors. So the resultant vector will be acting in this direction. This is the resultant field E net. Okay. Then how to find out this E net? Use parallelogram law of vectors. E net will be equal to under root EA whole square plus EB whole square plus 2EA EB into cos 60. Right? Now you can write down EA as K capital Q divided by A square, because separation is A. K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Charges are also same, and this magnitude will be equal to EB. Both magnitudes are equal. So I can simply write it as E net is equal to, I can take E square common from here. This will be 1 plus 1 plus 2 cos 60. Cos 60 will be equal to 1 by 2. and overall whole root as it is. And this gets cancelled. So finally it is 1. This is equal to root 3 E. This is E net. Net field will be equal to root 3 into what is E? E is equal to K capital Q divided by A square. So simply it is written as K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught root 3 capital Q divided by A square. This is the final answer. In this problem, there are two charges, 50 microcoulomb, 100 microcoulomb. Both are separated by a distance of 0.6 meter. The intensity of electric field at a point midway between them. You should find out electric field at the center, midway between those two charged particles. So for that, what I do, let me take this figure as one is 50 microcoulomb, other one is 100 microcoulomb. Both are separated by a distance of 0.6 meter. You are now supposed to find out electric field at midpoint between them. Midpoint will be here. Midpoint between them. Let me take this as midpoint. If it is midpoint, what is the value over here? This becomes 0.3 meter and this becomes 0.3 meter. Okay. Now coming to force and field. We are dealing with field. So 50 microcoulomb, this is positive charge. 100 microcoulomb, this is also positive charge. As these are positive charges, field will be extended outward. Now let me take this 50 microcoulomb will exert a force field right side, that is E1. Okay. Next, similarly 100 microcoulomb will exert a field left side, that is E2. Both are opposite to each other. Okay. Now at this midpoint, say P, at midpoint E1 and E2 are fields due to 50 microcoulomb and 100 microcoulomb. At this point there are two fields, therefore net field will be equal to sum of these two. It is E1 plus E2 bar. So E net vector will be equal to E1 as it is positive right side minus E2 is left side. E2 is left side, right? So therefore you should take it as negative sign because it is vector quantity. Okay. Now both are in the same direct, both are parallel to each other. So simply you can subtract these two vectors. Let me take this as equation 1. Now find out what is the value of E1. E1 is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 into what is charge 50 into 10 power minus 6 divided by 0.3 whole square. That is E1. This gives you 5 9s 45 into 10 power it is 4. It is minus 6. Minus 6 goes here. Remained will be 3 plus 1 4. 10 power 4 divided by 3 square is 9 into 10 power minus 1 whole square is 10 power minus 2. 9 5 is 45. So E1 is equal to 5 into 10 power 6 Newton per coulomb. That is E1. Similarly, find out E2. E2 is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 into 100 into 10 power minus 6 divided by 0.3 whole square is 9 into 10 power minus 2. 9 gets cancelled. This is equal to 6, 7, 8. It is 10 power 1, and that is 10 power minus 2 goes to numerator. Overall, it will be 10 power 3. 10 power 3. Any mistake in this? 9 and 9 gets cancelled. 10 power 9. Here left will be 10 power 3, 4, 5. Remained is 5, 6, 7. I am sorry. It is 10 power 7. Okay. Newton per coulomb. So E2 is 10 power 7 Newton per coulomb. Therefore, E2 I will be writing it as 10 into 10 power 6 Newton per coulomb. Therefore, E net will be equal to, what is E1? E1 is 5 minus, what is E2? 10. 10 power 6 is common, Newton per coulomb. This is equal to minus 5 into 10 power 6 Newton per coulomb. This is the final answer for net field acting on that charged particle.